So, abortion rights for women is one of the most important topics in the 2024 presidential election. It's incredibly important. It deserves the attention it's getting. And with President Biden, we know his view on the matter. He is pro-choice. He has fought to be pro-choice during his presidency. He trusts women to make choices that are best for them and their families in consultation with their doctor, not in consultation with a Republican politician. But with Trump, there have been a lot of questions circulating about what he would do in a second term. Now, we know that he is the guy who got Roe v. Wade overturned. He brags about it. He says, hey, I'm the one that did it all the time. He's very happy that it happened. But in terms of policy, what would he implement in a second Trump term? Well, now we know, because earlier today on Truth Social, he put out this unhinged rant about his view on abortion, and it's just total nonsense. It's a bunch of word salad. He's not really saying anything and trying to dance around the issue, but there are some significant tidbits in this speech. So we're going to look at two different clips from his ranting video. I'm not going to make you watch the whole thing. I wouldn't do that to you. And then later, funnily enough, the Biden campaign actually responded. Joe Biden himself, in a video that they released, responded to Donald Trump's video that he released today. So we're going to look at that, and I think that is worth the watch. I'm really excited to show you that later. But here is the first Trump clip. Just utter nonsense. Take a look at it.
Many people have asked me what my position is on abortion and abortion rights, especially since I was proudly the person responsible for the ending of something that all legal scholars, both sides, wanted and, in fact, demanded be ended. Roe v. Wade. They wanted it ended. It must be remembered that the Democrats are the radical ones on this position because they support abortion up to and even beyond the 9th month.
All right, I'm going to have to stop the video right there. What is this guy talking about? This is what I meant when it's just this unhinged, rambling nonsense. Once again, by the way, he started the video by saying, hey, I overturned Roe v. Wade. I'm the one who did it. I'm taking credit. He is cutting campaign ads for Democrats when he does this stuff. It is just such a poor political move. I mean, this entire video is a bad political move. But the fact that he's going around still saying, look at me, I did it, is it's a gift to Joe Biden and the Democrats. And also, who are these legal scholars that he is citing that supported the overturning of Roe v. Wade? What, like Lauren Boebert, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene? Are these the supposed legal scholars? No reasonable person in the legal field supported the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And finally, last thing I want to say before we move on to the next clip is he just keeps putting out this lie that Democrats support abortion after birth. What is he talking about? This is a complete fabrication, and it shows you that the Republicans really can't argue with the Democrats on a factual basis on this topic, right? They refuse to do it. They have to lie about our position because we know what our position is. It's common sense. It's letting women make choices for their own bodies no matter what state they're in. Women everywhere deserve that right. But Trump and the Republicans have to lie about it, gaslight the American people to try to win some votes. It's so gross. And it's just such a common tactic we see from the right. But I think, again, your average American does not believe this. It just doesn't believe this nonsense or anything that comes out of Trump's mouth for that matter. But let's go on to the second clip that I have for you guys today. And as you can probably imagine, it's no better than the first.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state. Many states will be different. Many will have a different number of weeks, or some will have more conservative than others, and that's what they will be. At the end of the day, this is all about the will of the people. You must follow your heart or, in many cases, your religion or your faith.
So that's his solution, saying, hey, I'll let the states take care of it, even though privately it's been reported that Donald Trump supports a national ban and will push for it. He is saying, let's let the states take it. And what this basically means, what he's essentially saying, he's kind of covering it up in sprinkles right now, but what he's essentially saying is, yeah, I'm in favor of all these extreme abortion bans we're seeing in Republican states around the country, the states that make no exception for assault or anything like that. He is saying that he is perfectly okay with states having those laws. I'm not. I'm not. I don't think you are either. I am not okay with, a Republican state just because it's Republican suppressing the rights of women. That doesn't fly with me. It doesn't fly with a lot of people. And I want to point out some of these bans that are actually in place around the country right now, which Donald Trump just said he supports. So look on your screen right now. For example, Oklahoma. This was actually posted by the Biden campaign. They did a terrific thread about this on Twitter or X, whatever. And they pointed out how Oklahoma has multiple extreme abortion bans on the books, including a criminal ban from 1910 with no exceptions for assault. Trump says he supports this. That's what Trump is saying by saying, hey, let's let the states take care of it. In Oklahoma, if a woman is assaulted, there's no exception. And if they want to go out of state, they have to spend thousands of dollars to do so. Or what about Georgia? Georgia bans abortions before many women even know that they are pregnant. The state also has a dangerous personhood law on the books that puts IVF at risk. Trump also says that he supports this extreme abortion ban that Georgia has on the books, and also this potential risk toward IVF. What about Missouri? Missouri also has an abortion ban with no exceptions for assault. When Trump overturned Roe, a hospital even temporarily stopped providing emergency contraception due to fear of legal retribution. Trump also says he supports that. And there's so many examples around the country. But Trump, by saying he supports the states doing this, and having it in the state legislature, whatever, he supports all of these bans. He supports all of these laws indirectly and somewhat directly as well. And he also supports the different complications that come from these bans, such as we just saw, this Missouri hospital from preventing them from providing emergency contraception because there are legal concerns there. Trump owns all of this, right? By coming out and saying, I support the states to be able to do this, he owns it. Let's not forget that. He's not absolved of responsibility just because he's not in the White House or he's not in a position where he's signing these bans. He got Roe v. Wade overturned, and he's saying that he will not protect the right federally and let the states and these far-right MAGA lunatics and these legislators take the reins, do whatever they want, and control women's bodies however they want. This is Trump's goal for a second term. He's really trying to disconnect himself from the issue, saying, whoa, I only support states doing it. I'm not here to ban it federally, even though we know he wants to. But it's not going to work. He is the guy that got Roe v. Wade overturned. And I'm sure that the women in a lot of these Republican states with Republican governors and Republican legislators would have a lot to say about Trump supporting states doing whatever they want. I think they would have a lot to say. I think women around the country will have a lot to say at the ballot box in November in response to Donald Trump's rant here. But as I mentioned, the Biden campaign responded, and they responded swiftly and strongly. And Joe Biden himself issued this response along with a statement that was put out by the entirety of the campaign. But I just think this video is so great, and it really shows you the difference between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So here's that video right now. Take a look at it.
My view is now that we have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint, the states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whatever they decide must be the law of the land, in this case, the law of the state.
Donald Trump just endorsed every single state ban on reproductive care nationwide. All across the country, women are being turned away from emergency rooms, or being forced to travel hundreds of miles, or ask a judge just to get the basic care they need. That's Donald Trump's vision for this country. He said it himself. He'd punish women who seek out the care they need. If MAGA Republicans put a federal ban on his desk, he'd sign it. Donald Trump is the reason Roe's ended. If you reelect me, I'll be the reason why it's restored.
Boom, 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 boom. I love it. I love it. I love it. What a great video. And as I mentioned before we took a look at it, what a great contrast. I mean, at the end there, he says, if you elect Donald Trump, he'll be the reason why reproductive rights are further restricted. If you reelect me, I'll be the reason that Roe is protected and codified and is once again the law of the land. That is such a great move by the Biden campaign. So happy to see them taking this position and kind of putting out videos outlining that. And he also talked about a little of the things that, we just discussed a moment ago, how Donald Trump is supporting all of these state bans. We're seeing women go to hospitals asking for necessary reproductive care and being turned away in these Republican states because these hospitals are unsure if they can legally perform the procedure. That's the reality for so many women around the country right now, and that is because of Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. There's no two ways about it. They are solely responsible. And Trump is essentially telling us that he wants that to continue. He wants that to be the norm, whereas Joe Biden is offering a different vision, a vision where we actually protect reproductive rights. And if we give Joe Biden and the Democrats the necessary numbers in Congress and the Senate and the House, it can get done. It can get done. So that's the difference in 2024. That's the different visions that I think a lot of Americans are going to be taking into account when they vote in November. But just seeing Biden's raw reaction, seeing the anger that he has towards these insane policies because he sees it as president of the United States all the time was great. And I hope to see more of it. So anyway, I think that Donald Trump just put himself and his campaign in a very tough spot. It's a very unpopular position to take. And I think the Biden campaign is just going to hammer it home, just hammer Donald Trump on this issue every day from now until the election, as they should. And the Biden campaign and Biden himself are on the side of the American people and what the American people want. And Donald Trump is on the side of himself and his wealthy donors, as we've talked about before. So anyway, folks, that's going to wrap up the video for today. Please make sure to subscribe down below. It goes such a long way. Of course, leave a like on the video, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Share the video with anybody you think needs to see it. And as I always say, if we persevere, we work hard, we'll get President Biden reelected in 2024 and beat Donald Trump in the MAGA movement.